for tuning in. I'm Margaret-Hunter Wade, and you're watching Cox Connections only on Cox 9. Inspired at a very young age to become a writer, Carol Wall, who grew up in Radford, Virginia, has been writing essays and articles for Southern Living magazine and the Atlanta Journal-Constitution for many years. Her first book, Mr. Owita's Guide to Gardening, chronicles her friendship with a Kenyan gardener who not only transforms her garden, but her life. Richard Wall, Carol's husband, joins us now. Thanks for being here.
Well, thanks for having me. This is great.
And here to tell a really beautiful story, it sounds like. So let's just start with who Carol is and just a little bit about her as a person and, you know, maybe her background.
Well, we've been married for 42 years. And she's supposed to be here, right, doing this, and instead I'm here. And that's really part of the narrative. She's had, this is her third time around with breast cancer. She's not been able to get out and publicize the book any, and so I've been doing that for her, and our kids have been doing that. We were high school sweethearts and got married very young, and then she taught school and she raised 3 kids, and I was a lawyer and a basketball coach, and it was my turn to sit and watch her, but it really didn't happen that way.
Yeah. So all here in the Roanoke Valley? Is that, did you all?
We went to school in Nashville. I was at Vanderbilt. She was at Peabody. And then came back to Charlottesville. I went to law school at UVA. And then we were in Radford until 1992. We moved to make a school change for one of our kids and had lived in Roanoke since 1992. Okay.
And her love of storytelling, you know, did this just come about when she decided that she had a story to
Oh, no,
share?
She's a great storyteller. In fact, her sister tells the story even before she could read. Before her sister could read and before Carol could read, Carol would take the book and turn the pages and tell the story. And her sister says that she was disappointed when she read the book because Carol's stories were better than the book. So it's been going on for a long time.
So this is something, did she aspire to write a book, or, you know, I know that she wrote for Southern Living and did some, you know, newspaper columns.
Yes, but it is a tough, tough business, and so for many years she tried to publish a book. She has some finished fiction manuscripts, and she actually had 2 agents on finished fiction manuscripts, and that's really hard to do. Like if you read about Catherine Stockett and The Help, she was rejected by like 54 agents before she got an agent, and then her agent finally got an editor who is Carol's editor too, Amy Einhorn. And it's just amazing how that works, because she'll send out, like, when she's trying to get an agent, she sends out 20 query letters, and she gets 15 pre-printed cards back that say, you know, we're not taking submissions. 3 or 4 people take the time to write her, tell how bad it is. Right? And then maybe 1 asks for more pages. But when she started sending a 4-page query out on this book, I mean, the phone starts ringing. The emails would come back almost instantaneously from agents wanting to see more, so we knew we had something really, really good.
So this is something really special.
Oh, yeah. You know, I tell people, Beth Macy is a good friend of ours, and she did a story on the Roanoke Times, and I told her, it's like, you know, you're pretty good, so you win a tournament at Hanging Rock. You're a good golfer if you do that. But if they call you to play in the Masters, that's what this is like. Yeah,
you've hit the big leagues.
Yeah.
So what is this story? You know, I kind of gave an overview in the open, but really, what is this story about?
It's a story about illness and friendship, and the way she tells the lessons of the story. It's what you do when the script you've written for your life does not work out. How do we graciously get into plan B? And which is what we're doing right now. I mean, I'm sort of plan B talking to you, right?
Right.
So what we're going through right now is an extension of the narrative.
So it's based on this relationship that she had with the gardener.
Yes.
And the friendship that bloomed as they were working side by side?
Yes, and you're talking about, you know, a black African man and a white Southern woman, both battling problems of their own, and the lessons that he teaches her and that the story teaches us, and now that she's really teaching us.
Can you give us a little idea, maybe one of the kind of stories that come within the bigger story, something that maybe might rope us in for more?
Well, one of the stories is Publishers Weekly says that it is a story that gently probes American race relations, but it's really more than that, because it's a tribute to our diversity and how we should embrace our diversity. She writes in the book, for example, she is 62 years old, so she grew up at a time when women were expected to be two things, teachers or nurses. And she tells a story about when we were in high school, and the senior class is sitting there filling out questionnaires from the guidance counselor about what you're supposed to be, what you're going to be when you grow up. And one of her classmates, a young woman, wrote doctor, and the guidance counselor went and erased it and put nurse. And so she's writing about her life, she's writing about his life. He was, surprisingly to us, after we'd been around him for a while, it surprised us that he turned out to know about the garden. This is a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, but we thought he knew all about the garden because he was from the jungles of Kenya. Well, he really knew all about the garden because he has a PhD in horticulture from Virginia Tech.
Oh, wow.
And so he knew a whole lot about plants, right?
All right.
And so it made us feel kind of ridiculous, which it was.
Well, it sounds like a lovely story, and a lot more than what we were able to talk about. But I appreciate you being here on Carol's behalf, and I wish both of you the best, and appreciate your coming in.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can read more about Carol Wall at carolwall.com. And before you go, I want to personally thank you for choosing Cox Communications for your entertainment, information, and communication needs. We know you could have chosen another provider, but because you chose us, we promise to provide you with quality products backed up by a talented local team of professionals. I'm Margaret-Hunter Wade, and we'll see you next time on Cox Connections.